Hi everyone, it is time for another day. I have already put my circle grid ready to go here. Not sure if this is going to be a mandala friendly pattern because I haven't really looked ahead, but we'll see what happens, right? Why not? There is somebody on the Facebook group. What's her name? Let me look it up real quick. I need pattern collections, the group, photos. Come on. This one? Janka Petrova. She makes every single one of these patterns into a mandala every week. She's amazing. So go to Pattern Dash Collections on Facebook and look up Jana Petrova. Crazy, crazy. Absolutely inspiring. Anyway, let's see what this one does. This one has a kind of a swoopy, curvy pattern line, and then you're going to put circles, which we can use our little circle maker to make a perfect circle. Yay! Anyway, and then above that line, that circle, we're going to have a little circle there. Or actually, better if you have looks like a circle there, but it's not. It's actually a swirl. It's not well defined. So we're going to come here, we're going to do a swirl and come up and down and a swirl. Okay? Swirl up and down and a swirl. And then we're going to do that on the other side. Swirls and up and over. And that's the pattern. And then we can embellish in a variety of different ways. And instead of putting a circle, if we want to put a long skinny, looks like an ear of corn, we can do that too. And instead of putting the swirl, we could put like a more of a fescue type shape. I like that shape. That's making me happy. Anyway, this one here looks like a ball of yarn. Let's figure it out. See what I'm going to do. I've already divided my circle. I've made it into 5 segments because I wanted to do a 5-segment one. Turn on my light so you guys can see. I don't know if you can see that any better or not, but see, I've got a 5-segment division, and then I've got some little ones in between there just in case I need it. Let's figure this out. I think if I do maybe if I do kind of a big S shape here on these 5s. Like that. Yeah. I'm going to start with those as my shapes for this particular layout. So let's start with that. Okay, that looks good. I like that. So far, so good. Then I want to put a couple of circles on there, and I'm going to decide what size I want of a circle. I can have any size I want because I have this magical thing. Let's do... maybe that size. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this mark right where that intersects that line, so they'll be kind of similar in size, in shape, and then I'm moving the one opposite it so that it's also hitting a line here. So I've got one here and one there, and that should give me a circle that's sort of in the same area for each one, right? Oop. I turned my little circle maker. I don't want to do that. I want to turn my paper so that sometimes tools get in my way. Something like that. Because my S shape isn't exactly perfect, these circles aren't going to be exactly in the right spot, but they're going to be pretty darn close. Something like that. Okay. Oh, not bad. Ha! Who knew? And maybe a smaller one inside. Let's try that. Let's make a smaller one here. How do I line it up? There? Ooh, would that fit? No, not really. Okay. Just trying to figure out where I can line the line up. Oh, I can put that. I can put this triangle on that line. That'll work. If I put that triangle on this line. Something like that. How's that look? Oh, I like it. Okay, awesome. Okay, so what's the next step? The next step is to do these little scrolly bits. I think I like the sample that has the more fescue looking one rather than the scrolly one. So I'm going to do this part first and then a little fescue like shape like that. And I'm going to do that here as well. Maybe I'll start from up here and go. It keeps me giving me that flow. I like that. Okay. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm kind of starting here and coming out and doing a little loop and filling it in. And then going the other way, a little loop and filling it in. Like that. And that's pretty much it for the pattern. And then it's just embellishing as you see fit. I think on these ends, maybe I should do this as well. Yep, give me a way to end those lines. This is pretty cool. I'm gotta be more careful up here though, where I'm making that connection. I've got a bit of a blob there, which I'm not happy with. But since I have a blob there, let's make a blob on purpose. There we go. Let's do that on all of them. Aha! I like it. Sometimes a mistake becomes an opportunity to make a design choice that actually enhances your drawing. I like it. Okay. Okay, that is not what I expected, but it's better than I expected. I really like this shape that's coming out of this. Really, really do. Because even though it's structured and it's measured and it's drawn with a tool, it also has organic elements. These sort of lumpy, blobby sort of shapes. That really speaks to me. Yeah. I'm happy with this. Alright, so now that I don't have to think so much about what I'm drawing and just kind of be in the zone and on a roll, I can answer a question. Let's do one of these Tell It Like It Is cards. That one's blank. Apparently I'm supposed to tell you nothing. Let's try again. finish the sentence with, what the world needs now is, well, clearly is love, sweet love. That's the only way to answer that question. Isn't it? That's what the world needs, is love. It's the only thing there's just too little of. Okay, the fact that I know that song gives you an idea of my age. Am I the only one who started singing that song when you saw the question? I hope not. More love, more compassion, more... I don't want to say tolerance, because there's some things you just shouldn't tolerate. You know, bad behaviors are bad behaviors, and you shouldn't tolerate them. You shouldn't put up with them. You know, somebody's abusing you, for example. You know, we don't need to tolerate that. But if it doesn't hurt someone, you know, if it's just their opinion on something, but it's not actually hurting or harming anyone, you know, we really just need to all chill out a little bit. Heaven forbid. You know, I made a comment on, I follow the brand ambassador for the cruise line that I particularly enjoy going on, okay, which is Carnival Cruises. So I follow the brand ambassador. His name is John Heald. And I made a comment, a simple comment on one of his videos, that I would enjoy the entertainment more on the ships if the sound system wasn't pushed beyond its capacity. Because I know these things. My husband and my friends run the audiovisual board at our church, and we're well aware of what happens when you you know, overdo the sound. When the musicians say, turn me up, and we keep turning it up and turning it up, and pretty soon it's gone past the limitations of the physical system, and it no longer sounds good. It sounds awful. It sounds distorted, and it's like, well, what did you guys do wrong? How come I sound so awful? Well, you sound so awful because you told us to turn it up, and we kept turning it up and turning it up until you've passed. You know, there's on the board, there's a scale. There's a lovely little meter that tells you, you know, you're down here below the levels, and so you're too soft, and nobody's going to hear you because the microphone's picking you up. It sees you speaking, but you're so quiet that nobody's going to hear it because you're below the certain range. And then there's this middle part where somewhere in here is like the sweet spot, right? And then there's this part up here that is in the yellow and the red, way over here on the scale. And when you turn your sound system up to that yellow and red section, instead of staying down in the green, you know what happens? Yes, absolutely, it gets louder. And some people just like just loud. But it also gets fuzzier. You lose the fidelity, you lose the clarity, you lose this quality of sound, and then it sounds just bloody awful. It just does. It sounds horrible. And I love cruising on this particular cruise line, and I really enjoy the entertainment that the staff provides. But there are some venues I can't go in because they just push the sound system beyond its normal limits from here to here. They always want to be up here somewhere where it's all red and yellow and distorted. And I can't understand a darn thing anybody says or is singing. It just sounds awful. And then they wonder why, you know, nobody goes to certain events, or why nobody responds to the big announcement that there's some sort of sale out on the Lido deck of, you know, your great, you know, Alaska hoodies and jackets and gloves, and not everybody has rushed right out there. Well, they haven't rushed right out there because they couldn't hear the darned announcement because the sound system is just awful. And so I made a comment about that. And the hate, the absolute vitriolic hate that I got from a simple comment that said, you know, your sound systems are awful, and I don't even know if it's the sound system. The sound system might be a perfectly wonderful quality sound system, but the people who run it don't have a clue as to what they're doing, and they make it horrible. They do. They just blare it out, and they ruin the speakers. You know, have you ever had a teenager who's cranked up their music so loud that they have ruined the inside of the speakers and they no longer function the way they're supposed to, and they sound just awful? Yeah, that's what they're doing. But the hate, I couldn't believe it. A simple question, simple statement. I mean, it could have just been left alone. But no, people on the internet have to be nasty. What is the deal with that? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. And apparently it's been like that since forever, because that is not a new song. When was that song? I don't know. Late 60s, early 70s? Something like that. It's been a very long time. And it's still a very long time. I'm going to... I really like it, just really graphic black and white. But I think I want to make these like every other one. Maybe the smaller side. See how I've got a big side and a little side, and then I've got a big side and a little side, and they're opposite. I think maybe I'll just fill in that big side with. Let's fill that in. But I don't want to use my little pen for that. I'll take forever. I use my big pen. Okay. We're going to go with simple and graphic today. Yeah, so if you want to skip forward, go right ahead. I'm just going to fill these guys in, and maybe chit-chat some more. Oh yeah, I really like this. Okay, I need a new question. Give one word to describe each person in the group. Well, there's nobody here with me. So who am I going to describe? Should I describe some of my favorite fans? Sounds weird to say I have fans. That just seems, I don't know, seems conceited. But I do know I have people out there who watch my show regularly, and if I'm a fan of theirs, then they, I guess, are a fan of mine. But that sounds weird. But I would say that most of you guys are generous. You're very understanding. And maybe this is just the art community in general. Most of the art community is that marigold person, is that person who helps another grow. Kind, caring, compassionate, all of those words apply to all you guys. There we go. Does it even need anything else? I don't think so. I find that absolutely stunning just as it is. Look at that. Symmetrical and in its beautiful round shape, and yet organic in its undulating lines. One of my better ones, let me tell you. I really, really like this. Okay, what was the name of the pattern now? I have already forgotten. I'm really good at forgetting. Binial. B-I-N-I-A-L. There we go. Already done. Boom. Bingo, boombo. Quickie. Quick and easy. It's not a hard pattern, and it certainly would be interesting to be done in a grid or on just as a ribbon or a border. I did it this way, and I am just sitting here looking at it and just completely in awe of the simplicity and the beauty of this pattern. Huh. This is what mandala should be like. This is what mandala should do for you and for your soul. It should give you that sense of peace and calm and oneness and completeness. It's beautiful. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you do something equally as awesome with your mandala journey this week. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Go out and do something nice for someone today, okay? Bye.